And now it's time for The Doctor Is In and a moment of clarity with Dr. Claire Rountree, the chief psychologist at the Manukai o Malama Integrative Clinic. And this morning's topic is quitting smoking for good. Good morning, Dr. Rountree, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Well, as any smoker knows, quitting is such a hard thing to do. Why is it so difficult to quit, and why is smoking so addictive?
Well, we want to look at two components. First of all, we have the physiological addiction. Tobacco is the most addictive substance there is, and it activates the same parts of the brain as cocaine use and amphetamine use. So we've got the physiological addiction, but then for smokers, we also have the environmental and the social triggers. I need that cigarette after my cup of coffee, or when I'm in the car, it's time to smoke. And so all of these cues have to be identified and substituted as well.
And Dr. Rountree, you have the top 4 tips for quitting smoking for good, and here they are. The first tip is to choose a quit date.
Very important. You know, rather than saying, I think I'll quit next month, I think I'll quit when things are calm, when I don't have many stressors in my life, it's a great idea to go ahead and mark that quit date on your calendar so that you can already be strategizing in terms of what you're going to do when those triggers come up.
Yeah, it really helps to actually see it right there on paper.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
right. Number 2, the top 4 tip, triggers, remove those triggers.
Remove those triggers. Good idea is to go ahead, clean your clothes, clean that car out. Get the cigarettes, the lighters out of the house, the ashtrays, get them out of the house. You want to make it as easy as possible to achieve success when you're trying to quit smoking.
The number 3 tip, prepare for temptation. And of course, that temptation is all around us, right?
It's all around us, and as we go through this process of quitting smoking, it's difficult because we want to hang out with our same friends at the same bars or whatever it may be. And sometimes we have to make some pretty major changes, at least initially, to really not succumb to those temptations.
And the last tip, why are you quitting? You have to ask yourself that, right?
You do. You have to constantly take inventory and remind yourself of the incredible health benefits. You're lowering your risk for multiple cancers, bronchitis, emphysema, and you're worth it. You're worth it. It really aids in quality of life. So it's a good idea if you can reflect on that as you go through this process. Good reinforcer.
And, you know, one of the big worries for a smoker is the weight gain and the agitation and the mood swings while quitting. So how does someone deal with that?
Sure, twofold. Well, research demonstrates that for women, you can expect an average weight gain of 7 to 9 pounds during the first year after quitting smoking. Men, it's usually a little bit less, but those effects even out over the long term. We learn different things to do than just eat more. As far as the irritability and the agitation, those are usually short term. Those are usually present when the physiological addiction is moving through. Many things you can do. Join a behavioral support group. Research has shown that really helps smokers quit long term. Talk to your physician or your mental health professional.
All right. Dr. Rountree, thank you so much, and it's a moment of clarity for The Doctor Is In. We'll see